All right. So, sorry, I had to feel that something of Hamilton had to be played. So, hi, welcome to today's episode of Congress. Of course, obviously, it's the eighth Congress, and since I mentioned Hamilton in yesterday's episode, it's only fitting to have it for today's episode, right? So, we're just gonna have a few of songs from Hamilton play in the background while we talk about today's episode. So, anyways, I love this musical. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely my top 3. So, this Congress was in session from 1803 to 1805. There were 2 sessions, and in the House there were, get this, 142 representatives. Now you're probably like me wondering, how on God's green earth did it go from 108 to 142? Well, it's because of the census that's taken every 10 years. In fact, the next census is coming next year. So that'll be really, really interesting. The Speaker of the House is Nathaniel Macron, who is a Democratic Republican, as you may remember from yesterday's episode. We have 102 Democratic Republicans, 39 Federalists, and 1 vacancy. Yeah. So, yeah. For the Senate, we have 34 senators. Obviously, the president of the Senate is the vice president, who is Aaron Burr. Again, he's a Democratic Republican. And we have 3 president pro temporees. All of them are Democratic Republicans. We have John Brown, Jesse Franklin, and Joseph Anderson. Again, they're Democratic Republicans. Speaking of Democratic Republicans, there are 25 and 9 Federalists. Me, I love him. I'm the damn fool that shot him. Aaron Burr! Alexander Hamilton. Okay. Speaking of Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, not just yet. This was the Congress when Alexander Hamilton was shot and killed in a duel with Aaron Burr. But that's not the main important thing that we want to talk about as a major event that happened during this Congress. You guys remember the Louisiana Purchase, right? Yeah, this was the Congress when we bought it from France for $15 million. Well, actually, in my research, it was $11.2 million. And then we paid the rest that eventually equivalated to $15 million of dollars to France for the territory and for a bunch of debt that we still owe them from our war for independence. So, yeah. 1776. New York City. Oh.
Are you Aaron Burr, sir? That depends. Who's asking? Oh, sure. Sir, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you. I'm getting nervous. Sir, I heard your name in Princeton. I was seeking an accelerated course of study. When I got sorted out
So yeah, I think it's best to end on this with some Hamilton.
Yes, I wanted to do what you did, graduate and to join the revolution. He looked at me like I was stupid. I'm not stupid. So how'd you do it?
Now let's go to this one. So
I
this-
am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm a get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, I amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I got a holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough. A shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power speech, unimpeachable.
So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week for the next 4 episodes, starting on Monday. And I'm not throwing away my shot.